What's happening, everybody? Hello and welcome back to Total Blast, where we discuss everything Marvel and the MCU. We undoubtedly learned a lot about Phase 5 and 6 during the last San Diego Comic-Con, but you might not be aware, but they've showed us footages and teasers for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and Guardians of the Galaxy's Volume 3. Sadly, these trailers were never made public because they were still being finished. James Gunn even responded to those who requested the trailer on Twitter by saying that since the visual effects weren't finished, they didn't want to expose it to the complete audience. This is perfectly reasonable, as we were somewhat disappointed with the visual effects when the She-Hulk trailer originally debuted. But the good news is that the trailer is finished. They just need to put the final polish. So, we should see it rather soon. Kang the Conqueror will first appear in the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer, but in the meantime, we have a detailed description of everything that was shown in the Guardians of the Galaxy's Volume 3 teasers. We'll go through every aspect and break it down. I'll review the trailer description from two separate perspectives. Let's examine both, because one of them is brief while the other is rather thorough. Please subscribe and enable your notifications if this is your first visit. Here's the first one, which is Gizmodo's description of the Guardian 3 trailer. Gamora, who we're seeing, is having a nice reunion with Peter Quill after their convoluted relationship trouble in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, is reportedly leaving the Ravagers in the third film. In flashbacks, we caught a glimpse of a small baby Rocket Raccoon, who will play a significant part in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Cosmo, the psychic Russian dog, played by Borat Maria Baklava, who serves as space station security head in comic books, was also shown in the footage. They also caught a glimpse of Will Poulter's Adam Warlock and the High Evolutionary, two powerful beings who, thanks to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, are known for giving the Scarlet Witch and her brother, Quicksilver, superpowers, giving people the mistaken impression that they are both mutant offsprings of Magneto from the comics. The High Evolutionary is the one who actually experimented on Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in the comics, and it's noteworthy to note that it did this in Wendigo Mountains, which we saw in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I therefore assume that there is still some relationship there. Additionally, there was a comic narrative that claimed Magneto was the biological father of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch at one point, but the comics would rather change this claim once more. I'm really hoping that Magneto is the genuine biological father of the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But returning to the trailer, the description continues by noting the absence of Rocket and Groot, as well as other Guardians. They each have vividly colored suits and claim to have leaped out of a ship onto what appears to be a larger alien world. Peter tries to talk to Gamora about their past in this point because it is evident that they are embarking on some sort of mission. She responds, "I don't think so, Quinn." To his question on whether she'll be willing to open up, to which Peter responded, "It's Quill." Peter is immediately informed by Mantis that they are on an open channel where every other person can hear them. Peter's fellow Guardians felt terribly embarrassed. The trailer's closing segment appears to be a collection of shots displayed quite fast, even while it claimed to depict the Guardians in what appears to be though they are opening a store, and then demonstrate a nasty creature from the start of Guardians 2. Peter and the team are then seen departing from what appears to be an Earth neighborhood. Then seen the entire sluggish motion is Groot, who has grown considerably bigger and stronger, and also Gamora strolling in the distance. Now, before we dissect everything, let's review this other comicbook.com trailer description. It is somewhat shorter, but slightly different. It claims that the Guardians are captured in the Guardian 3 footage. Nebula and the Ravagers explain that they have a meeting with Gamora. After completely being caught off guard, Peter Quill considered their time well spent together. "I thought you were gone, but you're here. And I miss you," he added, adding that you were everything to me. He is informed by Gamora that it wasn't her. Adam Warlock makes his first appearance as a fully grown Groot emerges in back-to-back Quill combat. The trailer ends with Gamora addressing Quill correctly and rejecting him. The Guardians make fun of Quill for speaking to her so privately on an open line communication while they were all listening. Mantis asks the group what they know about Rocket as the film comes to a close, and the York Rocket Raccoons appears on screen. Obviously, the first thing you need to know about this teaser is what's happening in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. The Gamora who loved Peter was slain by Thanos in the Avengers Infinity War. Thanos, Gamora, and Nebula from a different universe entered the main timeline of the Avengers in Avengers Endgame. the Gamora that is currently in our main timeline is clearly not the ancient Gamora, as the trailer description makes it abundantly clear. Although the new Gamora appears to be in charge of the Ravagers, the former Gamora is actually dead. In the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 post-credit scene, Sylvester Stallone was among the band of new Ravagers that were hinted at. So, seeing it will undoubtedly be pretty, incredible, and wonderful. Gamora appears to have chosen to travel with the Guardians of the Galaxy for whatever reason, as she appears to be doing so because of Nebula. Nebula did state in Avengers Endgame that we finally become sisters, so perhaps it is Gamora's longing for sisterhood that persuades her to accompany them. So, the remaining crucial components of the trailer seem to emphasize the High Evolutionary. The narrative centered on him and Rocket Raccoon is the evolutionary experiments on animals. In the comic books, the High Evolutionary initially experimented with animals to try to turn them to essentially humanoid versions of themselves. People found this to be really strange because they were still animals but they had human intelligence. And the High Evolutionary eventually moved to a different planet which he called Counter-Earth, where he had grand plans to create a paradise. It was a precise replica of Earth that was built on the opposite side of the sun, but it degenerated, and this is referred to as a half-planet in the trailer. It is essentially opposite Earth, and in the flashbacks, we caught a glimpse of the newborn Rocket Raccoon there. The Rocket Raccoon is one of the test subjects for High Evolutionary. It will be disclosed in the films. The High Evolutionary accomplishes just that. He is testing on animals and transforming them to form that which resembles humans. Consequently, this will go into great details about the origin narrative of Rocket Raccoon to be exactly who he is right now. The first glimpse of Adam Warlock, who is the other noteworthy feature in the trailer. Adam Warlock still has a spot on his head for the Soul Stone. According to certain descriptions and some leaked pictures I've seen, the Soul Stone is well known to be on Adam Warlock's skull. People were speculating on Adam Warlock's appearance after Thanos destroyed all of the Infinity Stones, including whether he would have a stone on his head or not. What he has, though, doesn't exactly resemble a stone. There is clearly something there, possibly intended to hold the Soul Stone or an Infinity Stone or grant him powers. Now, based on the trailer's explanation, they've only briefly depicted Adam Warlock. The casting of Chukwudi Iwuji as High Evolutionary has also been confirmed. This concludes the teasers. Keep in mind that this is only a teaser and not the entire trailer. Please share your thoughts regarding this footage description and your wish list for Guardian 3 in the comment section below while we wait for the complete trailer. And don't forget to share this video and like as well. I sincerely appreciate you watching as always, and again, I hope to see you in the next one.